Okay, ready. And a 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4.
Wow. Oh, I missed that, Jake. We had 2 podcasts without that. And
I know, and I did the guitar for a while, and people were not happy about that. So
there were so many downvotes.
Stop.
Yeah, dude, it's real. The banjo has a tune.
Yeah.
All of its own.
And then it just gets everybody else amped. Like it gets us all amped to talk about current events.
A ukulele.
Current events. Yes.
Welcome to the Current Events podcast.
During these uncertain times.
During these challenging times.
Oh my God, that's what we were just joking about beforehand. If I hear now more than ever one more time in a commercial, I'm just gonna flip.
Insurance company marketing people just are having a heyday.
Stop just trying to make me feel better by putting this garbage in your commercial.
Imagery of families staying at home and waving at the camera.
You know what I would appreciate in a good insurance ad? Be like, hey guys, we accept a lot of claims. You know, some of them probably others wouldn't accept, and we've got pretty good rates. And with us, things are probably going to be better for you. So
yeah, I'm sure you would want to hear
there
that.
It is.
But I just want to see a dog with a mask. That's really all I need in my insurance ads.
Yeah, it's called a muzzle.
Oh, a muzzle. Yeah.
Did they just pass that law here in LA?
Yeah.
I love how in the footage of those commercials, all the families are happy at home together. Like the moms are like, putting blankets over their children at the dinner table, like giving them tea as they study. That's not how it is.
The mom is taking a pillow and like smothering the child.
I'm screaming at their children. Yeah. That's a real commercial. We got to make one of those.
Cabin fever.
Yeah.
How do we get these kids out of the house? They can't leave.
I wonder how much like weird, dark shit's gonna happen. Like we're gonna find out about after the fact, like years later after COVID. Like they're just gonna find like hundreds of kids went missing.
Yeah.
And their parents.
Or it's like it's a serial killer's like playground, really.
That's
like
so
you just like you kill them in the house and then you just leave them there. And no one is the wiser.
No, this is lockdown.
Sorry, I'm thinking of some things for later. Don't worry, guys. I just came to this conclusion.
The lockdown murderer.
Yeah, the lockdown murderer. Oh, that's a
right.
Jake, how's that been for you, man, with kids at home, like being with your kids and your family 24/7? How's that been during COVID?
Dude, I mean, I'm already working out of my house, so
true. That's true.
I don't know if it's any different.
True.
Maybe it is. No, I don't. Honestly, it gets a little rambunctious around here when the kids are screaming in the background, and sometimes I'm in the middle of the call and it's like, and there's like kid noise coming in through
no
the
doubt.
Scratches at the door.
Yeah, scratches on the wall.
Just have you ever thought about getting an office, like a separate office space?
Yeah, I've thought about it.
Just build yourself one on the back 40, dude.
Build a little, outdoor sort of shed.
Like an outhouse.
Make yourself a shed office.
Make yourself a tiny office.
I might. I'm looking at like maybe doing something that's where there's like a degree of removal between my bedroom and my
That's the worst, man.
Studio.
When you're just in your bedroom all day long, like you're in your bed sleeping, then you just like walk across the room and there's your desk. It's just like
you roll over and on the Zoom.
Oh my gosh, dude! This summer was horrible.
Yeah, I had to earlier when we were all quarantining. I had to like dress up. I had to like dress up the way that I do.
Yeah, you were like, I'm in a button up, and I'm like, how?
Yeah. You guys saw me like in button ups and stuff.
Yeah,
I know.
And like it's just like it gets you in the mental place to work.
I still do that. Like I do my regular routine that I used to do when I was commuting every day. I get up, I work out, I take my kids to school, so I do that, and then I shower and get ready and put my normal work clothes on, and like I gel my hair and like you know, get ready to leave the house, and then I go to work.
Drive around the block a couple times.
Yeah.
Drive around the block,
really get the
drive around
blood
neighborhood.
Yeah. Just create your own traffic.
Yeah.
Getting mad at people on the fucking freeway.
Call my neighbor and be like, hey, Bob, can you get out there with the Wrangler? And I guess maybe just go real slow.
Yeah.
Just drive behind him and honk and.
Can you throw a trash
shake
can
my
in the middle of the
fist?
road just to surprise me?
Yeah,
Next
just drive
time?
like 1 mile an hour down the road for me, like right in front of me, please.
And then I pay my other neighbor who's got like a fast car to drive and cut people off.
Yeah,
and,
yeah.
Just
So
be
you
a
can
jerk.
scream. You gotta have somebody to scream at, or it's not a commute to work.
Man, the things we do in these uncertain times.
In these challenging times.
You said it.
Now more than ever.
Now more than ever, guys.
Everyone needs a helping hand.
Everyone needs a helping hand from this insurance company.
Like, guys, they don't. The thing that irks me is just that they don't really care.
Oh, yeah.
It's like if you really cared, anyway. I just feel like honesty is the best policy.
At least they haven't never had
literally
though.
none of their policies.
Yeah, no, it's never been a policy.
It's nowhere in the policy.
How do we make more money?
Yeah, that's their
and
policy.
screw our
Can
clients
we
over.
screw you over
Yeah.
as much as possible?
How do we get more subscribers and fulfill less claims?
Yeah.
Here we go. Hey, but we haven't even talked about who's on the podcast today.
Oh my God. Who is here today?
Guys, we're like 5 minutes in and we haven't even introduced ourselves.
Because we're all good buddies.
Yeah.
I know.
Well, there's Nick here. Look at you.
Here I am.
Look at him.
You haven't been on the podcast in a while.
I was telling him I was sitting at my desk and Ren tapped me on the shoulder and said, "You want to be in a podcast?" I'm like, "Yep." And then poof, I was
Here
here.
you are. Yep. You
Came
materialized.
Oh yeah.
As
7
I'm
in.
getting them to come down to the podcast, Rena's like, well, you know what? He was like, I was
Actually.
really getting to the flow of things. He was like, Sam? And Sam was like, no. And so then he was like, Nick?
Yeah. So I'm
Then we got-
the thirsty thirds over here.
Thirsty thirds,
That's
dude.
me.
Yeah, the sloppy seconds.
Yeah.
Sloppy
Yeah,
second.
exactly.
Well, yeah, who's
Not
the
even
sloppy
the
seconds
second.
then?
I'm
I
not
guess
even the
that's me.
second.
Sam was
I'll
the
be
sloppy
the-
second.
That's true. Yeah.
And then
And then we
They're like,
got,
who has a
we
mouth
got
and like can
Matt.
speak words? So that guy up there.
Yeah,
Cool.
yeah, yeah.
Let's just get him in.
Yeah,
We got
dog.
Matt.
And then you guys
Matt. Hey,
get
Matt.
it. Yeah, I'm
And
here
me,
too.
obviously.
But check
the
this
real,
out.
yeah, the real
This
new
is the
guest
real-
is Jordan.
Hey, guys.
Jordan's here. Headline.
I'm
Yeah.
here.
So Jordan's
All
never
these
been
things
on the
go.
cast before, and I gotta say, Jordan, you're a surprise fan favorite. I think since your first time on the Corridor Crew
Nice.
show,
I'm glad they like me.
lot of activity, a lot of buzz. So
How does it feel to be corridor famous now?
Yeah.
Does it get into your head?
No.
Okay.
No, especially when I'm the one reading all the emails and everyone's just obsessed about everyone else. My name is like nowhere to. They're like, can
That
I
is not
please
true.
get a shirt with blah 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 blah? And I'm like, no, not me. I'm not on there. I'll get there.
So
at one point.
I've got some questions, Jordan, that I think the audience would like to know as well.
Oh gosh.
First question is, what's it like? I think being the only female in an office full of dudes. Is that
You know,
what's
it's-
going on there?
it's easy.
It's easy.
Women, and because I am a woman, I know we can be. Let me use my words wisely. We can.
Yeah, don't call yourself out here too.
We can kind of be a lot. We got a lot of moving parts happening. We're females, we're running the world. What can I say?
Yeah, you are.
So men, I've found, are a little more simplistic. Just even in the way that
Damn.
they eat, other than Dean, because he uses chopsticks for everything and his rice cooker. It's absurd. But
Chopsticks equal smart.
Yeah.
Noted.
It's
I don't know. I love it. Yeah, it's so easy. It's so simple. Everyone just comes in, is happy, does their job, makes really sick stuff. Yeah.
Hell yeah, dude.
I love it. There's no complaints. I mean, the toilet seat.
No.
Yeah, the toilet situation.
Yeah.
Well, now we
That's
have
a
like
problem.
4 bathrooms.
Because
in the
then it's
studio,
like I have to
so,
touch the toilet seat, then I'm like, well, now my hands are dirty. Before I even.
Yeah.
It's a whole thing. And I went around and asked a couple of them, can you pee without lifting the seat up?
Yeah.
That was.
You should just use your foot, you know?
true.
You know,
Yeah,
like
yeah, just
harness
use
that
your
monkey
foot.
mind.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
Come on.
maybe that's how us guys in our monkey minds can help you.
Yeah.
Or you guys
Simpleton
can-
monkey
You
mind.
gotta utilize
Our
the
dumb
feet
pea brains.
sometimes.
Just
It's
aim
fun,
better,
yeah.
too.
Yeah.
Yeah, why don't you do the
Yeah.
work? We can't be bothered to think about putting seats down.
Okay,
you know?
just another
That's-
part of my job here.
Hygiene is a real problem amongst males.
Yeah, it is, unfortunately.
I
It's
will
never
say
good.
If I was working with more females, I wouldn't be as messy sometimes. Like the dishes will be in really weird places here.
Oh, yeah.
Really weird.
Sometimes it's fun just to see where you can put them and how long they stay there. You just
it's kind of like a game in itself.
Seriously, that's a real thing. There are some things in the studio, not dishes in particular, but there are some items in the studio that have literally been sitting there for years.
Okay.
For instance, there is a box of random crap from Ren's desk that's sitting in a clear like 4x6 shoe bin.
Oh, yeah.
That's sitting on I believe it's still there. We can check right after this, but it's sitting on the windowsill of the plexiglass windows of this camera room.
Yeah.
Looking at the loading dock.
It's never going to move.
A bin.
It'll never
I don't know what's in it or why it's been there. I tried to throw it away one time and Ren got real uppity about it.
It's like, don't move that, man. Don't move that.
It's his time capsule.
Dude, I just found a box. So Jake, I was looking for a sander under the workbench in the workshop.
Oh god.
And dude, that's like an old mummy tomb, man. I found a box full of C Mike's broken dreams in the form of his overhead camera rig. It's like all perfectly preserved. Like he ripped it down off the wall and just like disappointedly shoved it in a box and then left it there for years, dude.
And then you blew off the sedimentary layers of wood dust and like particles to reveal it.
Yeah, man.
So much dust.
We got a problem with that, so I could believe that, Jordan.
Or maybe it's a tradition.
The hoarding.
Yeah. It's a hoarding tradition.
Just keep everything.
I'm so thankful that we found you because just not only do you have a great attitude and you're a hard worker and you're smart, but also like that was one of my main concerns was it's funny because the first person we ever hired was this young woman named Amanda who used to help us with all kinds of stuff, everything from costumes to production logistics to everything. And then she eventually moved back up north, and then we went on like a hiring streak, but it was all guys. And so it got to the point where it was like, well, I didn't want to like, hire a woman or hire like a guy just based on their gender or something. I was just kind of hoping that through the process of like the company growing and like finding the right people, like all of those sort of like, things you'd look for to just make sure that like the company itself has a healthy balance of perspectives and peoples is inherent in like the process, and so like, but I was starting to get to a point where I was kind of getting concerned. I was like, are we just doomed to just be like helpless dudes forever, or are we going to find somebody that has like some pizzazz and like snap and some different perspectives like that can come into the studio and participate and like join into the group in the way that everyone else has. And so, I don't know. I just feel like you've done a great job doing that. And
thank you.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I just wanted to say that. And it's also really nice having somebody else in the studio other than myself that like has the attention to the little details on everything, just everything from like, hey, where should we put the camera, the Nest camera, to like, hey, what are like some of the extra things we're gonna do for like the end of the year party, or little things that I used to do that since I'm not there anymore, like at least not every day.
I'm the new Jake. I was carrying a pocket knife on my jeans.
Yeah, I saw that.
And I was like, wow, it's happening.
You just need to get it camoed, and then you're Jake.
And a mustache.
And the mustache, of course.
See, I finally got a Leatherman 2 years ago.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, and these things, I'll get you one maybe.
Okay,
Yeah, when's your birthday?
May 29th.
Okay, it's coming up.
That's the most dad gift I've ever heard in my entire life. I'm gonna get you a Leatherman. You're gonna like it.
I mean, because you're gonna like it. Who's the only other person that does maintenance?
Leatherman?
I'm literally building something every other day.
Yeah.
Wait, so you got a pocket knife because of the work that you've been doing at the studio?
Well, my dad had given me one. Like, he's in dad. But yeah, I mean, he's in the military, so he has really good big knives. So I found it under my bed because I never use it, and I was like, oh my gosh, like I could be ripping through packages now. That's all I do. It's like every other 5 minutes, I'm opening something, building.
You will quickly learn that
super helpful.
Working here, maybe not as much now than it used to be because we have like literally nicer facilities now, but you'll ruin every pair of clothes that you wear to work.
Oh yeah.
And you'll need a knife.
Yeah.
And Jake, quick interjection. I have a sad story to tell you, Jake. We'll get right back to what we were talking about, but remember like 4 years ago when we went in that knife store? Yeah. And on the vlogs and we bought pocket knives?
Oh
dude,
no.
I carried that thing every day with me.
Oh no.
Dude, just last week, man, when I was at the airport, TSA took it, man.
Oh, TSA.
I forgot it was in my bag. And my favorite knife, dude, got taken from me. So, rip knife.
Son, I'm so sorry. You were the only, I mean, hey, the nice thing is like, they probably never even got a chance to open it, Nick, because no one else knew how to open that thing.
Probably not. It was so hard to open.
You probably got flagged. Yeah. This guy's suspicious.
Yeah.
No, it had one of these like thumb opening things on it, and Nick was the only guy that knew how to actually open it.
Oh, you had the thumb.
I trained for literally a year to be able to flick it open like a cool guy.
Yeah. You had the thumb technique, man.
Yeah.
Wow.
So I can be like, check out my knife, dude.
Wow.
Dude, now it's another year of training.
Now what are you going to do with those
she
thumbs?
Even have to do no training.
You have thumb knowledge that no one else has.
Dude, I'm losing my edge though, man. Well, anyway, that's a sad story, but everyone should have a Leatherman. Maybe I should pick one up as well now.
Yeah.
Because
hey, I'll get one for you too. You're gonna like it.
Oh, what?
You're
gonna love it.
You're gonna love it.
I'm honored.
Matt, you want one too, Matt? You're gonna love it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm here, so.
Okay, all right.
If you're giving Leathermans around, yeah. I hope mine has a bow.
A bow?
A bow?
Just a little bow.
Just like a permanent one?
Yeah, a permanent bow.
Like a bow on
it, so that I know it's a dad gift.
I thought you meant like...
I thought you meant like a...
No, not a bow. No.
Yeah.
I thought you meant like a
little bow.
No, not like a weapon.
A tiny little bow.
A little tiny bow attachment.
Yeah, I thought you meant a bow.
For toothpick
firing.
Yeah, the toothpick.
Damn.
I love that.
Dude, we should make instead of a Swiss Army knife, we should make like an American Army knife, dude. With like a little gun on there.
Oh, yeah, just a little tiny gun, a little bow for bow hunting.
It's a little M4, it jams on you for no apparent reason. You gotta like mess with it to get it to unjam.
And other insects.
Oh, man.
Oh, yeah. Well, Leatherman, if you're listening.
Yeah, listen
we got some changes for you.
Oh, and
so, guys, how was your Christmas and your New Year and everything? We haven't even talked about that on the podcast yet. But
no, not really.
2020 is over. This is the second podcast of the year.
Wow.
Yeah. Well, this is an interesting time for us to talk about our Florida.
Yeah. So we're both from Florida.
Yeah.
Me and Matt.
Yeah.
You're a real Florida man.
I went to go see my mom in Florida and immediately got sick.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
But it was fine. Well, half the time I didn't know I had it. And then
you have to. The thing is,
what's it?
Oh, you know it.
What is during these uncertain times?
During these
COVID
times.
You may or may not get COVID.
Jordan got the vid, yo.
Yeah.
Like as soon as I got to on the plane or the airport, I must have gotten it. Then I gave it to my mom, and then we were just chilling at the house.
Yeah.
When did you first know you had
COVID
it?
buddies.
2 days after I got there.
Oh.
I had symptoms for only like 36 hours.
Damn.
And then it went away. And so I was like, oh, maybe it was just like a 24-hour flu. And then I went and got tested a couple days after my symptoms, tested negative. So we were like, oh, you're good.
Yeah.
So you think.
Luckily, you had time to quarantine.
Oh, yeah,
so
luckily.
It wasn't like you got it and then got on a plane or something.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
I wasn't infectious because I'm like doing my contact tracking, and the person that picked me up from the airport when I landed in LA, I didn't give it to them.
Okay.
But technically, I got back to LA, I tested positive.
Oh,
so it's just like,
okay.
But my infectious period was probably super short because my symptoms only lasted for like a day.
Right. Okay.
And I know it varies between everybody, like when you become infectious, when you start showing symptoms, how long you're infectious.
Didn't you say you weren't like feeling it very much? Or you did?
No, I only had a fever.
So how did you know?
Well, I woke up with like I don't get headaches, the worst migraine of my life. Like it didn't go away until all the symptoms went away. So for 36 hours, I had a migraine. And then I felt fatigued. I just wanted to keep going back to sleep. And that was it. And my mom took my temperature. 101.6 was the highest.
Okay.
So then you went and got tested and it was negative.
Yep. So 2 days after my symptoms started, went and got tested. It came back negative. So I just tested too early.
Was it a rapid?
Yeah, they did the nose swab. But the woman said,
swab?
she was like, it may not be like accurate. And I'm like, okay.
Yeah, the nose swabs, sometimes if you're positive, they don't always read, but if they do read as positive, they're more accurate.
Yeah.
But they give less false they give less false positives.
Oh. But then when I got here, I did the oral swab and it was positive.
Okay.
But then I wasn't infectious anymore by the time I even tested back here. It's crazy. When I am infectious, I'm getting a negative test. And so that makes people probably go out and spread it more. And then when I do get my positive test, I'm like telling everyone like, no, actually I'm negative.
Yeah. Right. The testing is like really, really uncertain, as we all know.
Yeah, for sure.
And,
it is. And that's
you never know, so you can't be too safe, I guess.
Yeah, that's what we all rely on too. Like we rely on those results.
Yeah.
Well, I'm super glad that you take care of yourself and your health, and and that you're young, and that because of all those things, it didn't affect you very much.
Yeah, luckily. It affected my mom a little bit. She actually still has like a little cough, so she's getting checked for pneumonia. But she feels much better. Like all of her other symptoms are gone. But she definitely had it way worse than me. Like her symptoms lasted for almost 2 weeks.
Did she lose the taste?
No, neither of us lost our taste or senses.
Fake news.
I never had a cough. Yeah.
No, that's why the taste thing is real. My
I know.
Yeah.
My kid's gymnastics teacher got it. And over Christmas as well. And so she was out for 3 weeks, like dealing with it and then quarantining and all that stuff. Yeah. And she said that during that time, she lost her taste and smell for like a week. Wow. And so she was eating stuff, but you can't taste or smell it. Crazy. Which is just the weirdest, I guess.
Think of
that's
phenomena.
The worst for me because I love food and alcohol, and I love to taste those things because like I like to enjoy the things that I put in my mouth.
Yeah.
Okay. Don't quote me on that.
No, I feel you, dude. Wait, there's another?
Yeah, there's another one of us. Yeah. Yeah, we are the same. But yeah, it's flavors. Like it is. It's that I have an aunt that actually still can't taste. It's been 6 months.
No,
it has been 6 months and she still can't taste. So that is insane to me, and that can happen to some people.
I haven't heard it lasting like over a week.
Bro,
6
I wonder if COVID, if there was like a disease that just took your smell and taste away, I wonder if this country would have like taken it more seriously.
Yeah, I know, right?
Yeah. You're never gonna be able to taste or smell again. Yeah. All those people down in the South who love barbecue and shit, they're gonna be like, fuck, dude. No.
Yeah, for real.
Fucking Big Macs, you won't be able to taste that sauce, son.
All right, fuck, man, that barbecue sauce.
They really just gotta, next time they gotta focus on the.
It's marketing, man. It's marketing.
It's all marketing.
You gotta market the symptoms right. You put that at the top.
Yeah.
Well, they have the new strand where some people are getting blind.
What?
Yeah.
Blind? Why isn't that up there?
Just for a few days.
Should be right up
just for a few days.
But imagine you're like on the 101 and your vision just starts to go out and you're like, wait, I'm trying to get out.
That's like my biggest fear is being blind, I think.
I know,
And temporary blindness, just the mental stress of not knowing if you're going to be blind forever would... Yeah. Imagine that. Jeez, man, my heart goes out to blind
and it
people.
just coming like out of nowhere. It's like I could have like trained for this. I would have counted steps in my house. Like, I would have felt around more.
Yeah, right. I would have memorized the space a little bit better. Yeah.
I would have sleuthed around.
Let's all do that. When we get back home, let's memorize our space.
Don't take your eyes for granted because they may not be there.
Just like rig up my room with little bells.
In times like these, in unprecedented times like these, now more than ever, we need to walk around in the dark and figure out where the corners are in our house.
Bro,
how many steps is your toilet from your bed, Nick? These are things you will need to know.
We need to find those shin bashing coffee tables too.
Oh man,
make sure we know where those are.
You're gonna be banging your shins all over the place.
You're gonna have bruised shins.
Shoot.
So what do you? I mean, outside of, I guess COVID's a part of this, but just in general. Given that it's the new year, like 2021, what are you guys' biggest and boldest predictions for maybe for the world and everything else, but also for yourself this year? What are your big and bold predictions?
Goals as well? Maybe some goals.
Yeah.
Sprinkled in there. Go ahead, Nick.
Me?
Well, yeah.
You're doing one of the most fascinating things right now.
Nick, why don't we do it at the same time?
You're making a
Let's answer at the same time.
Yeah. Answer at the same time.
Okay, 1, 2, 3. Nothing's going to change.
Everything's going to change. It's all going to be different.
Yeah, dude.
We got a new president. We got a new strain of COVID.
Do we though? Do we yet? I wouldn't be so sure.
Oh yeah, that's true. We don't know yet. We don't know what's
give it
happen.
5 more days and it'll pass. It'll pass with the winds of time.
Gosh,
it'll be like an ancient story only heard of in like in 10 more days.
Oh man.
It'll be like,
I hope
did you hear at one point?
I did just, speaking of Florida, I did see someone that carved Trump's name into a manatee.
Yes, that poor manatee.
What kind of person does such a thing?
On its skin.
I know exactly the kind of person. A Florida person.
That is the most Florida
Shout out
thing
to Florida. Oh, it is. It's so
heard.
Have you ever had that urge? Like, are you just like, do you wake up with weird like Florida man urges like in the middle of the night?
Not like that. I mean, I want to get a truck sometimes.
I want to walk barefoot everywhere.
Yeah, barefoot everywhere. Although you can't do that here. You get
like just get drunk and like go hang out at a gas station. Is that like a thing you want to?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But like nothing like that. Also, the logistics of carving anything into a manatee. How do you do it?
How do you do that?
Let's just talk about how you do it. Because what you'd have to do is you'd need to get a fucking snorkel or something and go down into the water and find a manatee that's like, I don't know, sleeping. A sleeping manatee.
Do they even sleep?
They sleep like cows. I think they just kind of float.
They float.
You know a lot about manatees.
Yeah.
He's a Florida man.
He's a Florida man.
I think you had more manatees around you than where I was.
Okay. Are you saying that you've never taken a saddle, put it on a manatee, and ridden it?
No, I've done that.
Of course. Okay, great. Of course you have. Yeah,
wait.
We all have.
Really? You've done that?
No.
Yeah, it's called manatee wrangling.
Yeah.
Is that a thing?
It's how you
Tickets
tame
are only $5.
It's how you tame a manatee.
During COVID.
And then they become yours.
I can't tell if you're being serious or not. I would believe Floridians to do that.
I'm not being serious, but you're right. That is totally
I'm sure they do it.
That is something
they do
that
some
someone
weird
probably
things.
has tried.
What you do is you take a horse saddle, put it on that there manatee, and you ride it for as long as you can, man. It's a great time. Just give me a white claw and a manatee, and I'm good to go.
White claw.
Although I was kayaking with my dad once in, I think it's just one of those inlets on the Florida coast, and he accidentally paddled his kayak over a manatee, and the thing flipped his kayak.
Oh my God.
Because it was just like it got startled, and they have so much force behind them because they're just like these giant creatures. Yeah, they just like it looked like a cannon fire just like in the water. Yeah, and he just like the whole thing went up in the air.
That's so funny.
Probably like 5 feet in the air.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
And that just swam away.
I mean, I would have been
done with you.
If that happened.
Yeah.
That manatee was out for blood, but all the other ones are real nice. So I respect manatees.
But you would have to tie this thing in some kind of restraint.
I know. What would you? Well, either that or it just didn't notice because they have like this layer of like protection on them.
Poor guy.
So it might not have even noticed that it was happening.
Are we sure that it was carved and it wasn't like marker?
Well, there's also when I say a layer, they have. I know a lot about manatees. What do I know so much about manatees?
Yeah, tell me about their epidermal layers, Matt. Tell me more.
They actually have a layer of algae that's like pretty much permanently affixed to their bodies because they don't move very much. So just algae and barnacles and all kinds of stuff. They're kind of like whales in that way. So like barnacles will get attached to them, algae.
Turtles.
So, yeah. Just
so it's more of like a relief that they did with Trump.
Florida
it was like they just carved it in.
I think
they were just cleaning them.
I don't think they carved into it. They just carved the algae layer.
It was a chiseling more of. Well,
which will be like.
That still must have, I mean.
Yeah.
It's still, animal abuse.
But still.
Yeah.
Don't put other people's ideas on him.
That is.
What if he's not pro-Trump?
Yeah. What if he's pro-Biden?
Like, you really made your point there, buddy.
Right.
Hurting an innocent creature.
Manatee.
Yeah. Why don't you let the manatee speak for itself? Exactly. Anyway.
Yeah, they should have really let it speak for itself and given it the knife,
Yeah.
Like, hey, here you go, buddy. Yeah. What do you want to say?
I mean,
draw a donkey or an elephant.
Yeah, for real. Red or blue.
You only got 2 choices here in America.
God.
All right. Well, we got everything's gonna change. We got everything's staying the same.
Yeah.
I mean, the first, like I saw this meme. It was like the 7-day free trial of 2021. Like, we want to return it. Like, let's get it out of here. It was like, I'm good.
Well, but everyone was so looking forward to 2021, as in like they're like, oh, I'm ready to put 2020 behind me. I'm like, there's 1 second difference between 2020 and 2021. I'm like, what you were eating yesterday is still in your body the next day. Your old habits, they still carry over. Nothing's changed.
Stop it.
The government is still doing their thing,
I'm gonna work out so much better this year.
It's like,
I'm
you can just try to keep being better, but to think something's just going to change because you say Happy New Year's, I'm like, come on.
That's true. Yeah.
Not gonna happen. Yeah, obviously that's the myth of every year is that people think that, but
it's a nice
I don't know. There is something also like to counterbalance that. There is something nice, I think. Maybe you guys don't feel this way, but I like
New Year's
at the end of the year that there's like the winter and the reset and like a time to just kind of reevaluate and reapproach everything that you're doing in however means are necessary at that time or for that year. And having a time to do that, whether that's in the middle of the summer or at the new year, I just think is really important for everyone to have a time to do that. And so that's kind of my time to do that, and that's what I enjoy about it. But yeah, obviously there's all that hype around like, oh, I'm going to do this or my resolutions are going to be that. And obviously most of the time I feel like it's the more resolutions you have, the less likely you are to stick to any of them.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. And when you set goals for the year, you also need to make a plan about how to achieve all those goals too, right? It's not just like, I'm going to do this. Here's the bullet points. And then just forget about it or put it on a piece of paper and leave it on your desk.
There's all those tiny micro steps in between. An actual goal and then the steps that you actually need to take to get there. Which are just everyday things that you need to do or change or work on.
Yeah, people forget about like internal goals that like just changing the way they think about different things. Like like some people, their outlook of the year was just like super, super pessimistic. Even though a lot of bad stuff happened, people are just so ready to like throw away 2020. But I'm like, well, every bad situation has its good. You have to find the good and stuff. Like, I got hired. You know what I mean?
Boom.
Even though you got COVID started happening, you started making a film, you know? But it's like, it's a more challenging way of doing it, but you're still able to do it.
It's a like great distraction, let me tell you.
Yeah.
And also, I mean, the fact that I got to go back and spend 2 months with my family living at home, like, that's something I'm never going to have again.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I don't want to say that. Never say never. Who knows what 2021 has in store? But that was a blessing for me. I mean, to be able to just like have home cooked meals and like, it felt like high school again or like growing up, like childhood. So, I mean, there's always two sides to it.
Yeah, man. Yeah. And that's what Orlando was for me too. So
people would like
that stuff's super important. Like especially being where the studio is, being in a huge city, the second largest city in America, the 14th largest metropolitan area on the planet, a huge international city like Los Angeles. Sometimes, especially when you're in that pre having a family of your own phase, but post having coming out of the family that you were in, there's like it's that stuff, just the basics of like, hey, there's people that love me and that are around me and I get to spend time with them, is super important. And like you said, Nick, I just think like people having an opportunity to do that and however it happened for them, or if it did happen, I don't know. That's a really good thing that I think that came out of the year.
Yeah.
Especially in such uncertain times.
God damn you.
In these uncertain times, guys.
But really.
Wait, what's the other one? Never more. What's the other phrase he hates?
There's challenging times. There's uncertain times.
Yeah, wait.
We should.
No, now more than ever.
Now more than ever.
Yeah.
That's, we should just call this podcast Now More Than Ever.
Now more than ever.
Just so vague.
Yeah. Right. We should talk about our goals though as well.
Yeah, go for
what
it.
are your goals? I got one for you. I am going to learn Cinema 4D this year.
Yeah.
Because I am a VFX artist that doesn't know Cinema 4D. That's not right. I can't even call myself a VFX artist if that's the case.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna learn it.
Fuck Matt.
And I'm gonna bring into 2022 some of that 3D.
What about
knowledge.
Blender?
Blender's cool. I feel like just the integration with After Effects and Cinema 4D is really nice for me because I love After Effects so much and I use it all the time. So I think that's probably a better place for me to start. But that's gonna happen. It's gonna happen for sure.
So
what's your plan to do that?
The ranks
what is my plan to do
Rens and the Clints, and you guys are gonna eventually battle with Peter.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. That's the goal. Well, so first of all, you have just this wealth of knowledge at Corridor, right? And learning from them is great. But my motivators are usually forcing myself to do stuff. So if I put myself in a position where I have to do it because of this or this, then I'm gonna do it for sure. Especially if the deadlines are really tight and stuff like that. So what I'm gonna do is I've already shot a music video in Orlando. I directed a music video. And I intentionally made a visual effect in there that has to be a CG element. And I'm going to use Cinema 4D. I'm going to learn it because I have to learn it because I have to turn it around at a certain point.
Yep.
So that's it.
That's really smart, man. I admire that. Like that's a really good way to force yourself to take yourself to the next level. Like you do 90% of the things that you know how to do. Yeah. And then you when you're doing something and then you give yourself that 10% where it's like, well, I've never done that before, but I'm going to do it in this project or I'm going to do it in this work. And I don't know, I know 90% of it. I already know, I know how to do, but that one I'm going to save. That's super.
Yeah. And it's like, it's about knowing yourself too. And knowing what, being honest with yourself about like, okay, this goal is going to be hard to achieve because I know that I also wouldn't just make myself do it for no reason. you know? Like, even if it's something I really want to do, it's a lot harder for me personally to like just make myself do that stuff. But if, like I said, if it's something where it's like, I got to do it, there's no other choice. I've put myself in this position where I have to do it, then it's gonna happen. And I'll work, late hours to make it happen,
We're kind of going through that right now with functional filmmaking and Son of a Dungeon on the website. When we originally put those two shows out there, we had never done like a proper. It's entertainment, but it's almost like how Masterclass is entertainment in the sense that it's in-depth kind of insider baseball knowledge, but it's presented in a way that you can still just watch it and appreciate it and understand why it's important. But also if you want to get deeper into it or more about it, it still makes sense. And we'd never done anything like that before. So we'd done tutorials, and we'd done like we did some live tutorials like on Twitch when Twitch was first a thing. And we did some other few odds and ends, but we'd never done anything like that. And so we thought it would be kind of straightforward, but in the back of my mind, I kind of knew like, there's still a 10% or a 15% element to this show that none of us have ever done before. Like, and I think in the writing process, that's when really things started to show that, hey guys, we've never written anything like this. Because I mean, Nick, your episode, we ended up filming it last because what we were trying to do was connect the filming of a Corridor Crew video with your lesson. And so we kind of had to wait for like the right moment for those things to align. But then also at the same time, your lesson was about how to make a show out of anything. And so
it's like a full circle.
So we in the process of making his episode, we had to adhere to our own advice of the episode.
Oh man.
In the sense of like following the story, even though we had planned to shoot it a certain way, that didn't work out. And so we then had to follow a different story and shoot it that way. And so that was really interesting. And then with Son of a Dungeon, we did a D&D show. We did 2, I think, on Node back in the day, but they were way just more rudimentary. And so all of the bells and whistles of like, high quality lighting and like motion graphics and visual elements and audio and like visual sound and music cues and lighting cues in the background and all that stuff that we want to go into like the game itself. We've never done before. And now we're 3 weeks away from filming this, and we're running into all those problems, but it's only because we just set the days of like, okay, we're going to film it on February 3rd. Like, doesn't matter, come hell or high water. So let's go. And, we'll see what happens, but we're definitely in that weird space where we've never done it before in this capacity.
Season 2 is going to be great, dude. Season 2 is going to be perfect. No, but I mean, like, all jokes aside, it's going to be a learning process, as you're saying. Like, I was just talking with Ren the other day. We were like talking about how you motivate yourself to learn stuff. Yeah. And he's like, you have to have a specific project. Mm-hmm. You have to have another goal that you're doing. And this goal is like a sub goal. Yeah. Like, learn that thing for this thing.
Yeah,
you know?
Connects.
Yeah. Yeah. Because it has to come from a selfish place. Oh, it has to come from like, I mean, that's how we're all motivated. Mm-hmm. So for sure, having that first season of Son of a Dungeon, you're going to learn a lot. But we got Carmichael. He's like the D&D pro. Yeah. So
we're really lucky to have him on this, because everything he's done over the last, really 4 years has prepared him kind of for this particular show. He spent 3 years with us making vlogs and then, basically building up the foundation with you, Nick, of what the Corridor Crew channel is today. And then he went out, did his own D&D show, and now all of those things are coming back together for Son of a Dungeon.
Oh, yeah. I can't wait for that show.
Yeah, that's cool, man.
It's going to be great, man. It's going to be great. I wrote my character up last week, so I don't know if you guys are into D&D, but I'm just going to nerd out for a second. I'm playing as a...
Are these some sneak peeks?
Sneak peeks?
Uh-oh. Exclusive.
I'm playing as a half-elf ranger. Okay. So we got that going.
Elf ranger.
What is that?
What's your name?
Yeah.
My name
Can
is...
we ask that? Can we ask that?
Hold on. Let me get my character sheet. Hold on, Nick. Let me get my character sheet.
Give us your name, Jakey.
Get your sheet, man.
You were going to ask what a ranger is.
I was going to ask, why would one want to be an elf ranger? Like, what good components? Half elf ranger.
Yeah.
Just half. Not just the good half.
We're talking half elves here.
I've got my player's handbook here. Okay. My character's name is Jadar Ithara.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, he's a half elf,
What's that spell
human.
Backwards?
Probably the same.
Ithara?
And he's Jar
Jar Urethra?
His family business. His family business was in. He's a repo man, actually.
Oh.
Yeah.
So if you need souls, or is it just regular stuff?
Well, half elves are known as like wanderers and diplomats, and so he's also a ranger. So he's really good at tracking and hunting and investigating, and he's a little stealthy, and so he's the guy that you call like if you need something back.
Okay.
He's that guy. So yeah, I think it's going to be interesting. I think it's a good foundation for characters. Freddie hopefully is joining us. Dee is joining us as a witch hunter.
Ooh,
and
awesome.
And Nico is joining us as a classic Nico character, a charming bard character.
Of course.
Yeah, a bard, a music man. Yeah,
yes.
a
with his handpan.
Oh yeah, handpan for days.
Golden locks.
Yeah, the Goldilocks.
Bards are famous for their ability to charm and swindle.
Cast aura of chill.
Yes, yeah. So that's gonna be a good game.
Looking forward to that.
Hell yeah, man! So Nick, your movie is days away from wrapping.
Just days. Just 4 long days, and then 3 long weeks in between that. To get there.
Did you? I heard a rumor that that part of this movie is in Portuguese.
Yeah, part of it. Where'd you hear that? Where's this stuff getting out?
I didn't tell him that.
Rumors are spreading around.
Carmichael.
Yeah.
During the flashbacks?
Oh yeah, dude, Carmichael, like he saw that scene, he's like, screw this.
So can you talk about that? Can you why or is it part of the scene? Is the whole thing in
No, the whole thing isn't. But
okay.
The brief rundown, and I've been trying not to talk too much about the movie because it's not done yet, and if you talk about your goals, if I talk about my goals, it makes it gets them motivated. Like it's better to save it up till the end. I feel like, you know what I mean? Like,
well, just tell them where the Portuguese parts are.
So the Portuguese part.
Say it in Portuguese.
The main actress. God, if only I could. The main actress is from Portugal, and she also has the story by credit for the film. So she had the original idea. It's a film about human trafficking. It's about a girl who gets catfished and then drugged and kidnapped. So it's like a really fucked up road trip film, basically. She's being taken to go get sold, essentially. Yeah. And has to find a way to escape. And her character is also from Portugal. Okay. So, actresses, her character it's based heavily on her. But yeah, the movie was inspired by one of her friends from, I think, Denmark, one of those Scandinavian countries up there, who was actually trafficked for like a year. Wow. So she heard the story from her, and that kind of inspired the idea of the original script. So yeah. So part of it is in Portuguese, and it's kind of hard to direct people when you don't speak their language, especially Portuguese. Like I know some Spanish. I can get around in Spanish, but it's nothing like Spanish.
Yeah, I know it's not. Yeah.
It's like if a Spanish and Dutch person just melded, like like it's very weird.
Yeah. I dated a Brazilian girl, and I have no doubt that their family was trash talking me.
Their sounds even like way more
like
different.
Me.
Yeah, Brazilian and Portuguese is totally different in how it sounds.
I don't know. They just didn't like me.
Really?
Yeah.
Dude.
Great.
Yeah, her grandma was just like saying shit in the background. I was like, that's about me. I could tell.
And there's like a certain confidence when they know you don't speak the language. They just like don't even try to hide the tone.
You should have just recorded them one night while you were there, and then like took it home to like.
Yeah.
Dude, just have your translator going.
The technology wasn't there yet.
Voice recording.
Should have done it. What? No. The voice translate thing.
You handed it to someone.
Wow. So that was probably. I mean, not only was that probably interesting, just in the scene of trying to direct people in Portuguese, but also like in diving into the script and getting into the story and the backstory of the film itself. I mean, that's a really dark subject to utilize for the piece. So my assumption is you learned a few things about that along the way as well.
I mean, a little bit, man. Like, sorry, do you mean about like the subject matter or about
the subject
Portuguese?
matter of human trafficking?
Oh yeah, dude. No, there's been a lot of documentaries and articles watched and read, and most of what happens in the film is like based on real accounts. It's just all put into one movie, So like her experience is probably elevated past what a victim would go through because there's all these things happening, but like it definitely is like a real life horror movie of just like all this shit going on, one thing after another.
Real life is scarier than horror movies.
Yeah, honestly. Yeah. We thought this was going to be a thriller at first. Yeah. Like, it's thrilling. But like after shooting it, like scene after intense scene, you're just like, oh, this is going to be hard to watch. Like, but I think in a good way.
Sure.
Yeah.
It's a horror movie.
Did you write this? Did you write the script or did you help?
No, the screenplay. I didn't write the original screenplay, but I rewrote it. I did rewrites with the original writer, who's also my co-producer.
Right.
So.
Well, that's awesome, man. I mean, do you have an idea in terms of like when you think it'll be done?
So we're gonna wrap by the end of the month. We got, as I said, like 4 more days, and then one more, like a couple more pickup days. So. And then post, we just found an editor for it. So that's going to be awesome. Nice. We'll start seeing some edits here in the next couple months. And then hopefully by like mid to late summer, we'll have a final cut of the thing. So that's my goal for this year.
Awesome.
So do you just, when you're doing post, my assumption, you break things down just kind of by scene at the end of it. And then you render it, and then you render each scene. And then slap it together.
So we're shooting in 6K. So we're doing proxies, which for anyone who doesn't edit, a proxy is when you take your really high quality, like shot basically or file, and you render each file out as a really low quality one. Well, this case 1080. So it's like, if it's 4K, what is that, like a fourth of the quality or something? Really bad at that stuff. But so the editor will work with the low quality like footage, and then at the end, all the names of the files will be the same. So you just reconnect it to the high quality ones for all of your exports. So that's going to make that easy. But as far as how the actual scenes and stuff are assembled, like, we're going to start with scenes that are crucial to us raising more money to get this thing finished, because there's going to be more costs involved in post-production, such as a dialogue mixer. Super important. Don't think that's important, but you want that shit to sound crispy up on the screen.
Yeah.
Music. Those are the two big things. And we're trying to pay people in points on the back end, but a lot of these things, it's COVID right now. A lot of people can't work for points because that's a risk. So yeah, I mean, hopefully if we assemble some like really intense scenes that get across the vibe of the movie, we can show that to possible investors and get another round of funding.
Sure,
so,
for distribution, right?
Because and that's a whole other, that's a whole other beast. So this is just, I'm learning everything along the way. I'm learning so much. It's pretty like, my brain is full, but it's good stuff to know.
It's so awesome.
So yeah.
That's great, man. I'd love to see when you get some scenes assembled. I'd love to see it. Yeah, and just see kind of how that's all coming together.
Me too, dude. I can't wait to see something cut. I haven't seen anything cut yet. We have like hours of dailies, but just nothing.
You're in that scary post.
I know, like,
near post shoot pre-edit.
Dude.
And you're like waking up at night in cold sweats going, oh my God, did I get that? Did I get that reaction? I don't know if I did. Oh God.
Yeah. Luckily, I'm feeling better about it than I have most projects after. Like that post-shoot sweats is a little bit less this time. So
good.
Just because I've been able to have a good team behind it, and
don't worry,
I don't have to do it all myself.
As soon as you receive the first draft, it'll all come back to you.
I know, dude. Yeah, it goes back to that Scorsese quote, right? Well, it's something along the lines of like, if you don't like get sick after watching the first cut of your film, then you're doing something wrong. It's I'm paraphrasing, but it's like something like, so that gives me solace in that.
Yeah.
If Scorsese gets sick, you can get sick.
Yeah, dude. I mean.
Yeah. I once had someone tell us after reviewing a first cut of some work we did for them, I had somebody tell us, what did they say in exact words? I hate it. It makes my eyes hurt.
Oh, good notes. Thank you. Thank you for those.
I said, okay, great. Yeah,
we'll work on making your eyes hurt less. Thank you. Thank you for that.
Dude.
don't get discouraged, man.
Yeah. No, I think I got a lot of awesome people surrounding me in Corridor here who I hope to be getting really cool notes from eventually on this thing. So
yeah. Like that's one thing that we can definitely do, and then who knows? I mean, if it's something that's like, having not seen it or read the script or anything, like, but if it's something where we see it and there's a real attachment to it, who knows? Maybe we can do more on the post side.
Yeah, man. Yeah, definitely open to that. I mean, we're gonna need all the help we can get. So it's definitely open to those conversations. So.
Sweet.
Yeah. Can't wait to show you guys something.
I said,
yeah.
But moving on to your goals for this year. You're not escaping this.
I was escaping it for a second. I was literally about to be like, I can't wait to have popcorn and watch the movie.
Too. I know.
I'm going to hand everyone popcorn. I'm going to get it right.
Oh, I know. Yeah, you're going to bring a cake, too.
You already know me at the party planning
committee.
A lot of cake.
Yeah, she's the president of the party planning committee of Corridor officially, by the way.
Yeah. Definitely. You definitely are. The fact that you set out a table for the Secret Santa, I mean, just the fact that there was a clean surface to place the presents on.
Not even to mention the Hawaiian barbecue.
Yeah.
I mean,
and the snacks.
The third table, because then I had the snack table during the live stream.
Oh, yeah, you did.
We had a COVID-safe, socially distanced Hawaiian barbecue end of year party, and Jordan like transformed the backyard into a whole new world.
Yeah, I didn't recognize it. I saw some of the photos, and I didn't recognize it at first. I was like, where are they? Where did they go?
Yeah, we totally forgot. We just went back there and we're like, yeah, we could do this. And I was like putting up more lights. I remember Matt was like, sit down, Jordan. And I was like, no.
You're done.
I was like, there must be more Christmas
Jordan,
lights.
The party ended. It ended on Friday.
I had to hand you a beer.
Yeah, I know.
There's not enough cheer. Not enough holiday cheer.
Dude, there were like candles going and everything. And and Billy lit his hair on fire.
Oh my God.
Wait, what?
Did we not talk about Wait, you haven't heard this?
You don't know this?
I feel like we should let Ren explain this one. Like
we gotta.
Son.
Why don't we hear both sides of the story?
No. We gotta tell him.
Ren can come on next week and he can defend himself. But right now, you got to tell the story.
Okay.
I'll just start it by saying
Jordan,
I decided to do something simple, nice. Some cute candles spread throughout the backyard. Really create that ambiance, Right. I was like, if anything's gonna happen, me and Christian were worried about the wires from all of the Christmas lights, and we were trying to connect them and gaff tape them down. We're like, because no one's about to get hurt on our watch.
Nope.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, not even the issue. We get. If you want to take it away.
Billy starts his hair on fire.
First of all, me and Dean saw it first. We were the first to see the fire.
So he's
golf. So basically, it's like I think Ren leaned down to grab a beer from a cooler, right? And
I took a CSI crime scene photo.
Yeah.
Oh my God, dude, show me.
So Ren leans down to grab this beer, and I see out of the corner of my eye just a glow, like an orange glow that just does not make sense for a candle to be doing that. I look over, and I'm like, Ren, your hair's on fire! and he gets up, he's like, oh! And he like pats his head. His hair was literally engulfed in flames, part of it.
Straight up SpongeBob character running out of the building.
Straight up, like.
It smelled so bad.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't realize how bad burnt hair smelled, like rubber.
Yeah, I learned that when bullies lit my hair on fire in middle school. I learned how that smelled.
You poor thing, Nick.
What?
Are you serious?
Yeah, I'm serious.
Really?
Yeah, so that gives me flashbacks whenever.
Yeah, no kidding.
But back to this, Ren. I'm not sure if the camera can see this. Here's a recreation. There's the candle. It was perfectly positioned, right where you'd have to reach down to get a beer for the cooler.
But did he not see the candle?
No one else put their hair on fire.
He just stuck his hair right in the candle. He just was not looking at it.
You would think that if there was a cooler and then there were candles on the edge of the cooler or anywhere near the edge of the cooler, that you wouldn't, say if my desk is the cooler, you wouldn't take your head and put it in the cooler.
I imagine he's just such a tall man that the world is different for him. So.
Yeah. Instead of the jank, it's he has to deal with the lank. He's just lanking all over.
And there's some IPAs going around.
Yeah,
we had some IPAs
going around. There was some lank going around.
And then when Ren is a couple IPAs deep, I've noticed he starts moving it on axes more. He'll kind of do this.
He's a little more robotic.
He'll be like, "What's up, guys? How you doing?" Yeah. And then I think he was just grabbing a beer like this. He's like, "Beer."
Straight into the candle.
Yeah, the toasty Ren moves like this. Yo.
Toasty Ren, dude.
Toasty Ren.
Well toasted.
Yeah.
God,
so
that was a highlight.
God bless him.
And his hair was highlighted.
That was dude, him passing out and that in the same
seriously.
2 months.
Seriously.
Good year. 2020 wasn't all bad,
guys.
It wasn't all bad. We got that out of it.
No.
We got that out of it for sure.
You know what? He didn't get hurt, so we can laugh about it.
Okay, fine.
What are your goals?
I do have goals. I do. Promise. Okay.
Hashtag goals.
Hashtag goals. So I live with my roommate, obviously. And our goal for this year is to learn filmmaking as much as possible. Watch as many films as possible. We're going to get our first camera here within the next couple days. And really just learn how to work it. Everything. Play around with it. Go walk around. You know what I mean? We're trying to learn lighting, sound. So we're also trying to look into which labs we want to start working with. Because, I know about lavalier mics and receivers, but until you actually start, using it, and like knowing what's gonna screw up your video, or you know what I mean, like just actually using it. I'm like breaking down stuff here all the time, and I'm seeing people use it, but until it's an actual like project I'm doing, and I'm like just going through the motions. That's what it takes to learn, you know. So that's what we're doing. We're gonna be in our apartment going through the motions all of 2021, and you know, making little content pieces like here and there that we can just like throw up on Instagram. The point is just get used to doing stuff, you know. Just do as much as possible, but like
that's
try
how
and make
you learn.
It quality.
That's great. That's awesome. That's super cool to hear. Like that's gonna give you so much more information on the other side and knowledge on the other side. That, and the nice thing is, if you are familiar with Nico's How to Master Any Camera episode on functional filmmaking, that's exactly what it's about, though. It's about once you master the fundamentals of you know, basic camera, how it takes in light, what it does with it, and how to use the settings to capture it, you can then take that and apply it to all these different types of cameras for specific styles that you're looking to get.
Right. Because you can easily get like, you know, overwhelming when you just think of everything that encompasses film. So we're like, okay, no, we're not going to sit here and try and learn about every camera. We're going to get a camera and we're going to learn everything we can about that camera. And then we'll take that knowledge and move it towards another camera, and then figure out what else we need to learn about that camera.
Yeah, and in the process of doing that, you'll figure out what its strengths and weaknesses are.
Yeah.
And then you'll know what to look for in the next one.
Yeah. I just rewatched why the Black Magic is like their favorite, or when they were testing it out. And him and Nico, and how they were saying. Well, I was looking at a lot of like different vlogs too on YouTube. They're saying the Black Magic is the poor man's red. Honestly, but it's so good though, like because of like the raw footage and all of that. So I think we might go with the Black Magic.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean, honestly. we got like a stack of them over there. You should just borrow them. Honestly, you should. We
There's
do.
a whole domino pile.
We have like 2 minis, which are awesome. By the way,
the 4K, the pocket.
The pocket, yeah. And then
I've been learning.
So basically, if you swipe one, we'll never notice.
Perfect. I mean, I'm the one that keeps.
Christian's like, no,
she has the keys.
Christian will notice.
You shot down that joke real quick.
Yeah, that's a. I mean, that's gonna give. The nice thing about the Black Magic is it's you can learn on it, but it's also got a bent towards a cinema camera in a lot of its features and its OS and in a few other things. So you won't necessarily fall into some of the like DSLR conventions that then you have to break or get out of when you move to a cinema camera. It won't do that as much to you. It'll still do that to you a little bit, but at the same time, with the way that these things are and the direction that they're going, you may never encounter that problem because, yes, well, it certainly started as the poor man's red. Every iteration that they release and come out with, like, it more and more just becomes a great camera. Yeah. So yeah, that's not a bad choice at all. And then really it just comes down to what kind of glass you put on it. Yeah. You know, what kind of lens you put on it.
That's what we say, glass, because you know. We're in the industry.
It's cool, yeah.
Yeah, and then once you start doing, and then you got to start doing this.
Oh yeah, dude. Yeah. And if you don't have this as your profile picture, you're not a director.
Yeah,
sorry to say.
This
you do the director's point. Yeah. This is when you're like, this is camera. Like flipping the world, or like this is where the camera's pointing.
And then this how wide your fingers are indicates your field of view.
You know, when you're, it's like this, and then your caption is perspective.
Yeah.
You know?
Also like, Quiet Coyote.
Yeah.
Also Quiet Coyote.
Quiet Coyote.
No, but I mean
that part. So that part made me like
I know.
happy.
I've been using that with my kids.
For anyone that doesn't know,
they do it.
That could be a good directing tip too for the crew. Like, all right, Quiet Coyote, everyone. Quiet Coyote.
Stop smoking your cigarette.
Well, you're in the right place to learn everything about film. Here.
Yeah, I know. Anytime I encounter a problem, I mean, all the time. Matt will tell you how many times I text him and I'm like, "Hey, what's this? What's that? What's that?"
It's a lot. It's a lot of times.
It's a lot.
But yeah, I mean, that's the great thing. Like Matt was saying, everyone's so knowledgeable here, and I can go up to anyone, and everyone's just going to give me as much as they know, and they love to do it. You know,
Yeah. And that's gonna come right back around and like help you here. You know?
Yeah.
Like
I can go up to anyone at any point in time. No one's gonna get like irritated that I'm asking them a question.
Yeah.
If anything, they're just excited to share their knowledge for the same stuff that we love, you know?
Hell
what's your goal then? Because
like
your goal is what your goal is to learn all the things.
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah. How do you wanna bring that about?
Live my life. Well, I have an idea of how my life would go. Well, I would love like my own production company when I'm older.
Mm-hmm.
Like I love having like the whole in-house feel, but I want it to be a traveling production company.
Mm-hmm.
So like I want to move out of the States at some point, like in my 30s.
Mm-hmm.
And I want each location to be where we do, it doesn't like, there's no like time put like mark. So, but say if we want to do like a short film or a film, our first place is Thailand. Well, we all live in an Airbnb together. We wake up, we film. But then I also want to hire locally. So like my roommate has a social work job and she's getting her master's in social work. So we want to kind of combine both of those, do a lot of documentaries about homelessness and just everything around the world. So we want to help people every time we go to a new location, hire locally. And then, once that project's done, then we go to like the next location that we want to go film. So then you just have all these different places that you get to like work with. You get to meet a bunch of different people. You get to experience life while doing what you're passionate about.
It's awesome.
That's my idea of what my life is going to look like.
Yeah. I mean, traveling the world.
Yeah. And then just filming, you know?
Yeah.
That is a goal.
No kidding.
So,
hell yes.
And until then, I like love my life right now of just learning everything for, years. Just, everything will happen when it's supposed to.
Send us postcards from Egypt or wherever.
Hey guys, postcards from Egypt.
Yeah.
Gotta go.
We're still screaming in LA
and
traffic.
It's like this. Ciao. And Matt and I are just screaming in LA traffic.
Get me out of the city!
I mean, I'm definitely going to be, I'm going to be almost in your position of just trying to learn how to do like films and stuff too. So, I mean, nothing's going to be easy.
You said documentary, but you think narrative's a part of that?
We want
to
do both. So we want to do documentaries.
So like shorts and little docs and stuff, little journals.
And I would love to just always kind of keep it new and fresh, which is why I would love to change the location each project. You know, you get a different view. You get a different culture. You know what I mean? You're working with different people. You're working with different places. You kind of already have to change up what you're going to be putting out immediately just because of all of those
work with what you have, really.
Yeah.
It's like one of those 48-hour film festivals.
Like I don't know about that.
It's just like
48-hour film festivals.
Yeah.
It's just so much to learn.
It is what it sounds like. It's like you got to make a film in 48 hours, and they have like week-long ones. They have 24-hour ones. There's all sorts, but you get a prompt like, "Hey, have a fish, a pillow, and someone has to say Jeffrey in your film," and then you have to write a script about that. And that's within the time limit, and then make it, and then edit it and deliver it. But this sounds kind of like that. Like you'd have like an idea for a script, but like you're hiring locally, casting locally,
basically like work with what
local
you got
locations.
there.
Yeah, that's so
and the cool thing too, it's like essentially you will have like a place of living, like an Airbnb that everyone's with. So it's like if anyone wants to come join at all, you know what I mean? It's like, oh, they're gonna fly out on the next project because we're probably gonna be in like Europe or something. I don't know.
Well,
it sounds so much more glamorous in my head. And we're going to be like so poor.
Yeah. That's part of the fun, being poor.
Fly the corridor boys out to help out.
Yeah.
Right?
Honestly, the one wheels have landed.
Yeah, right.
That's how I would like see like my like.
There's a plane that lands and the back of the plane opens and then these guys come out on one
literally
wheels.
like the Avengers.
Yeah. And we all have cameras like sliders and shit.
That's a friggin' goal right there.
Film invasion.
Let's get a company jet that we can use to support Jordan's traveling production.
Yes.
That allows us to one wheel on and off the plane.
And on the plane too. Why not?
Yeah. Never have to check a battery again.
Yeah.
Dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh man, goals.
Yeah. I mean, it's a pretty big goal.
That's awesome.
But
it's lofty, but even if you don't land there, I'm sure there's a bunch of things that you will learn that will put you where you want to be in the process of approaching something near or like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You know, everything's a snowball effect. You think you want something, and then you start I didn't ever think I was going to be at a production company right now. I thought I was just going to come to LA and act. And then I quickly learned was like, this ain't it. Like,
really? Wait. So let's rewind a little bit.
Yeah, hold on.
So
wait, you. I think you're the only person ever who's thought that they would come to LA and act.
Yeah.
I think that's
riveting,
it.
right? I know.
And then hold on, it's not the move to just act?
Well, for some people, yes. There are some people that love acting so much and it's the only thing they want to do. That's great.
Sure.
For me, I quickly learned, I mean, the only reason I'm even here now is because I know Wes. So Wes is basically the reason why I even got this job, because he was like, "What's up, Jordan?" I was like, "I need a job." I remember I was just like going through it, and then like acting like wasn't, like, it's not there for you like you think it's gonna be.
Yeah, especially during COVID too. I can imagine.
It feels a little bit like you're submitting to the lottery every time. Like as a job, as a profession, it's lottery. Because I did acting in when I lived in Atlanta, for a while. And it does. It just feels like you submit all of these things, and you get maybe one of month. Maybe,
yeah, you like barely get like anything.
Yeah.
But it's like I love it. But fortunately, I got to be around people like Wes who create and do other things, and I didn't know that was possible. Yeah. That people are out here like doing other stuff other than acting. And I started seeing this, and I was like, would be with them on set, helping them out. And I started falling in love with the idea of there's more to movies than the actors. There's all these other moving parts behind the camera.
Don't tell the actors that, though.
Beautiful. I know. So I'm like, no, I want to learn how to do all of this stuff. And then it's just crazy that it just happened like that. I was already falling in love with the production side of things. And then Wes was like, hey, there's like, they're looking for this person at a production. I was like, what? I was like, okay, yeah. Like I've already kind of like, that was my next move, was to make sure I kept getting on set so I could learn about production.
It's very serendipitous, I think.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Here you is.
Well, but acting's cool. I just meant like, that's not the only thing I want to do. I already did it. And now I can apply it, whenever I want.
Yeah. To be an actor and have a successful career, it's probably one of the best jobs you can get in the film industry, but it's so hard. Not many can do it.
Yeah.
There's so many things that go into it. It's not like talent. I feel like it's like luck mostly.
Oh, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because even if you get the role in the like big film, it has to be successful.
Yeah.
Like, so everyone else has to be doing their shit on their A game.
Yeah.
Like it's just, gosh.
And I'm sure it could maybe sometimes get a little boring, maybe. Like, I think that's why I need...
It's hard,
other things. Like, if you're just acting, then you just go home and you don't have anything else to, like, work on. You think, you know what I mean? Yeah. Unless you're, like, reading the script for the next day on set. Yeah. But, like, us, we're always doing so many different things. Like, if you write something, you're probably going to have to act in it and do some lighting and do some sound and do some editing. And that is just so fun. But I know, obviously, like, not a lot of people think that way. They want one job. That makes it happy. Well, less chaotic. Think about it, we're psychos, honestly.
Oh, yeah. We're absolute madmen.
The amount of stuff that we're just, like, always doing and that's wearing all these hats.
Because, honestly, that just, it breeds, like, film empathy on set. And, like, now when you're an actor on your next set, you're going to know, hey, lighting dude, like, I respect that guy.
Yeah.
Like, camera guy, I respect him because I know it goes into it. And same for anything on the set. The more you know, the better you are, I think.
Yeah, and the better you can communicate with those people too.
Yeah.
Yes.
Definitely.
Absolutely, guys. And I think in times like these, now more than ever,
you bastard.
Well, I don't know. Is there anything else to hit on this episode, lady and gentlemen?
We covered so much ground in so little time.
It felt like a great therapy.
It's been an hour and a half. Wow. Yeah, that just flew by.
And you know what? So I'm so honored that you can all join us today. I'm talking to you guys.
Audience.
No, not to you guys. We're by ourselves, right? This isn't gonna air.
We're in front of a live audience.
This isn't gonna air, right?
This isn't going anywhere.
Are we live on air?
I didn't know you guys were recording me.
We're live, guys, coming to you live via terrestrial broadcast radio signal. Here we are.
I didn't know we were taping currently.
I would love to do one of these live, though. I'm just saying that.
Yeah, that's actually, thank you for reminding me. That's what I wanted to mention. I've got 2 ideas for live shows for the website, and then they'll hit the website first, and then they'll also be available on YouTube. One of them is just live podcasts. So let us know in the comments if you want to see a live podcast rather than a pre-recorded one. It's something we've been talking about for like 6-8 months now. And then second idea, tell me if you guys like this. We do, maybe it's like once every other week, depending on how much time we can fit it in. It would be nice to do it once a week, but that might be a little too ambitious. It's a live music and filmmaking question and answer hour. Cool. Where basically it's like, I don't know if you guys are familiar, but there used to be this old show called Car Talk Saturday Morning.
Dude, I love Car Talk. Yes, son.
Yes. It was a super, super popular radio show back in all the way up to the 90s, early 2000s. And what they used to do was people would call in and they'd say, hey, I'm having trouble with my car and this is what's going on with it. And the guys who were the hosts were former car mechanics. And so what they would do is they were super charismatic and they would just joke and answer the person's question. And then in between questions and answers, they would play music. And then they'd answer the next question. So I want to do something like that, but for like digital filmmaking, where people either through a forum or through call talk to us, and then we answer their question, and then we play songs in between. I think it'd be super fun.
That's awesome.
Do you mean like play songs or like play songs?
No, we'll play songs like
not a drum circle.
No, not like a drum circle.
No jams.
Like actual songs.
No jams.
Yeah. We will select songs.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Probably mostly. I mean, I'd like to just have it be country and western songs.
I'm sure you would, Jake.
But
welcome to Pappy O'Daniel's Whistling Alley.
Welcome to the Pappy O'Daniel Whistling and Filmmaking Radio Hour.
Whistling and fiddling and
filming away.
I don't know. I just think there would be a fun blend between like new tech and old timey style stuff. That would be a nice like mashup for a show like that.
That'd be cool.
That's just that's one of my hopes and dreams this year, guys.
Yeah, that's a fun one. That would be a lot of fun.
Hopes and dreams. Keep having them. Keep having them.
If maybe we can put it on Greenlight and people can
why not?
Yeah, people can Greenlight it. Okay.
We have that.
All right. Till next time.
Till next
time, folks.
How nice.
Thank you all for watching.
Thank you for watching.
You hear it.
I'm gonna play us out.
Oh, as he does.
As I do.
Strum that sweet
Jordan's
sweet
backstory is now canon in the Corridor universe.
Let's greenlight my
her origin story. All right, now we all have to like act like we're like laughing and stuff as like the cameras in.
This is the outro. Do the fake laugh. Ha 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 ha!